my door. No more distractions, okay? Okay. I'm just gonna kind of read out the points that I have to my best ability. Okay. So I have a point here that says, I'm sickened and fucking disgusted about this behavior. It's not something that happened overnight. It's happened over years. That's my first point.
Okay.
To say I'm disappointed is like such a light word. I'm grossed out. Like really I just feel not good. I feel icky. I feel like the insides of me are like tar. I feel gross. And I'm pretty livid about this stuff. For her to post a block of text where 3/4 of it is just explaining her side, aka PR move, and then the first I'm sorry is 5 pages down. It's fucking pathetic. Stupid, dude. I can't believe it. I'm just shocked. If she would have said, I'm sorry, I fucked up, I'll see you guys later, that would have been better than what I saw. Okay. So I'm pretty livid about it when it comes to that. And for her to summarize everything in like a document and be like, oh, I'm sorry that she basically said, I'm sorry you feel this way. That's how the document came off to me. I'm sorry that you feel this way. I'm sorry that, like, here's what I did, but I'm sorry you felt that way. I'm sorry that, like, my manager made you feel that way. The deflection is like she's playing pickleball. It's like she's like dodging the ball like crazy. Okay. It's annoying. And the reason why I find it annoying is not because I'm like a viewer and I'm sitting there and being like,
and that's true, Master.
I've deciphered all of the documents that I've seen online and I know what's going on. I've hung out with both of them in person more than 10 times.
That's what I said. That's what I said yesterday. People really be like, yo, I know this more than the people who are friends with them, who've hung out with them, who've met them multiple times.
And for her, I personally have seen her at parties where Red has literally said, oh, we got to be competitive. You know how it is. And then Cinder literally sitting next to him being.
Why are they talking about this at party? Dude, I hate. This is one thing about content creators that I hate and I find like so lame is that all they can talk about is content creation and they can't talk about anything else. That's why I liked hanging out with Nuzagi and Sayu, is that they could talk about other things. Like they have other interests. I hate when people talk about work. It's so boring.
Like, yeah, you know how it is. And I'm sitting there like, no, I fucking don't know how it is. What are you talking about? Be
Welcome.
Like, oh, but she means it though. No, f off. I don't want to hear it. I literally don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it. Okay. I think that my response on Twitter was fucking valid. I just don't want to fucking hear it. And I don't want to hear it. Period. Nothing. I don't want to hear any sympathy about it. I don't want to hear people picking parts that they like about the fucking document and being like, oh, well, she said sorry. I don't care. I don't care. How about go get some therapy and then maybe we'll talk in like 5 years when you got your shit together, because it's not something that happened last night. It's something that happened over the course of 4 years. Okay. Because my thing is, okay, is that like people don't do this overnight. Okay. People don't do this overnight. Sorry, I had to like make it sounds go up. This is like a behavior that is learned. This is a behavior that is like echo chambered in whatever reality she had. Okay. A lot of the times I sat here and I was like, I don't understand why she would do this. I don't understand why she would do this. I don't understand why she would do this. And then I had to fucking remind myself that the only reason why I don't fucking understand is because I would never fucking do that. Yeah. So of course I'm not going to fucking understand someone being manipulative and fucking horrible. Okay. So I just don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. It just, anyways, and sorry I'm talking about me a lot. I just don't want to bring
I like how energetic
she is. I'm going to talk about me. So if you hear me being like me, that's why. Okay. Whatever I'm going to say in an angry tone is, I just don't want to drag anyone else into it. I'm not going to speak for anyone else. So it's just going to be me. Okay. And if you see that as self-centered, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, I don't believe I don't believe anything of this at all. As you guys know, if you're new here, okay, Shia obviously just came in, okay? Shia and I, Shock, have been together for a very long time. Shock to no one because I literally say it all the time, okay? Wow, you guys can pretend you're shocked. What? I know. Shocker, guys. Whoa. No way. No weighing, Pog. Guys, I have never kept Shia. In my opinion, you guys can do whatever you want. If a streamer wants to keep their personal life separate, completely fine. Me, I ain't that bitch, okay? Huh? I ain't that fucking bitch, okay? I literally, so Shia and I have never hid anything. And one time we had this person come in and they were like, oh my God, is that your neighbor? And everyone gaslit that person in chat for like a good 30 minutes being like, oh my God, yeah, like they like bought houses together and like blah, 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 whatever and blah, blah, blah. And so it just it just stuck as a joke.
No way.
And so anytime that someone comes in, I'm always just like, yeah, that's my neighbor. He's like super close. And then whenever I have an issue and I'm like, oh yeah, let me just call my neighbor. And then he shows up in 2 seconds, guys. Come on. He shows up in like 2 seconds and he's like, hey, I'm your neighbor. Like down the hall. Like
that's funny.
Like, okay. I wonder why he ran so fast. Yeah, it was crazy, right? Anyways, with that context in mind, I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it. Especially, this is the part that pisses me off, especially because I've seen them in person. I would believe it if I've never hung out with her, if I've never known her. I'd be like, oh my God, that feels like horrible. Like I'd be a little like, I don't know like what's going on. Like I just don't know like him personally. The fact that again, I and many other people have hung out with them in person and they are glued to the fucking hip every 2 seconds.
Right.
And anytime something happens, I can see them turn to each other and
I heard that quote before, that they're glued to the fucking hip. That's why she doesn't believe the Cinder apology at all.
Communicate to each other what the just happened. It's hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to believe that it's just Red's fault. Okay. Sorry, I don't know how to turn these on. It's hard for me to believe that like it's just hard for me to believe. And I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. As someone who's been in a long-term relationship for over 10 years, guys, that is the first person, okay, that you tell, okay? That is the first person, if something pisses you off and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe blah, blah, blah did whatever. That is the first person you go tell. So I don't fucking believe that she was like, oh, I had no idea. He had no idea. Off with that. I guarantee that, yeah, maybe you didn't know the exact verbiage he wrote. And I'm sure that you weren't like, show me your DMs, babe. But I guarantee that you were like, hey, babe, what did you tell Nano? And I'm sure that he was like, oh, I told her blah, 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 blah. Was like, yeah, I told her that we're going to do this thing and we're going to do that. And she was like, oh, can I look? I guarantee that was how it was because that's how relationships are. And if you don't believe that's true, then I'm sorry, you just are calling yourself out. You've never been into a relationship. I don't have to tell you because that is the first person you tell about everything. And especially as someone who has experience, okay, with being in a relationship while making content creation, that's the only thing Shai and I talk about. We talk about how much fun we're having, what we want to do with Vichiban, what we want to do with our friends, what we want to like blah, 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 what the next project is. That is all we're talking about. All right? Literally all we're talking about. Okay? So other than our cats. Okay? That is all we're talking about. So it is hard for me to believe with such the corpo mindset that both of them had that's not that's literally what the they were always talking about. Every time I've hung out with them in person, that's what they were talking about, was work. They would come up to me and be like, so what are you working on? And of course I'd be like, oh, here, let me just show you everything. Regret. Listen, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Okay? I don't believe it. Sorry, just don't. So that's my thought about that. When it comes to Cinder in particular, as you guys know, me and a lot of other people have been nothing but, I would say, kind to her. Even after all of the whispers that we've heard, you know, that ended up being true, by the way. We still were nice to her.
Can they actually provide evidence she knew the exact details the conversation redacted was having? Cinder did not provide any evidence in her apology either. This is all like what they believe is true. They're recalling on situations they've met IRL. They don't have screenshots of that.
Because like whispers don't mean shit, all right? When people say things behind the scenes, it don't mean shit. And I don't really give a fuck what I hear. I'd rather just meet you in person and be like, hey girl, how are you? What's going on with you? Are you a good person? Cool. Sounds good in my book, because I don't fucking believe whispers, okay? I believe things that are told to me to my face, all right? So I don't want, so we were all nice to her. And I know for a fact, okay, that I just, it makes me so angry, because I don't even think Cinder understands how much I personally went out.
Only Lumlum gets to do that
in certain aspects, and I'm not gonna like publicly talk about it, because I don't really think it's like as big as all the other my friends are hurting. Okay, but holy fuck, I went out of my way so fucking hard for her that I don't think she understands. Okay, I don't think she ever will, and I don't think she ever gets it. Oh my god, it makes me so fucking angry. It just makes me so angry. And for her to, I don't know, me going out of my way is not as much as her close friends went out of their way for. So me saying that I went out of my way is like a fraction of what they went out of their way for. Okay, they went so far out of their way for her that it was like actually it was what real friends do. Okay, and I'm just angry. I'm angry for them. I'm angry for them because whenever there was an opportunity, they always included her. Always. Every single time. They never excluded her once. And Cinder didn't have the decency to do the same. She didn't have the decency to do the same. So it's disgusting. So yeah, I personally have had some things in my, I guess, career that have been, I guess I would say, messed with, that I won't go into detail. But after all of this, it's made me reconsider some interactions that I've had. So I'm not happy. With us? No, not with you guys. You guys are great. You guys are perfect. With Cinder. And Red.
I like Buffpup. I never watched her before. So blind, but I like her vibes here.
Because I could just be so mean, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm just really trying to just... This is like, have you guys ever seen Mean Girls? This is like the epitome of Mean Girls.
You guys are great.
This is like Regina George stepping up and being me. Like... Yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, so I don't think Cinder definitely has hurt me in more ways than one, for sure. And I don't think she'll ever realize that. And I don't even know if she's gonna see this. I'm gonna be real. I have no idea. But yeah, she hurt me. She hurt my friends. She hurt the people that I care about. She hurt you guys. She
I don't
hurt
think
me in
she's
more
watching
ways than
these.
one. And she's also hurt me over the past few years without even realizing it. And I'm just angry. I'm just angry at this point. I'm just angry. And I know I keep saying that, but I have no words. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so pissed. So yeah, trying to collect my thoughts because I feel like I'm just like ranting. Again, I'm going to be mad for people because I don't think that they need to be mad. They need to just recover. And so I'm sorry if I'm coming off as aggressive. I'm just aggressive right now. I'm gonna be real. Another thing I saw,
she is fiery,
kind of irked me was I saw people and even streamers being like, "This happens all the time, guys. Like, are we shocked?" Yeah, I am fucking shocked. Okay, I am shocked because no, it doesn't happen all the time, and I don't know who the you're hanging out with. Okay, but me personally, I don't know. This does not happen all the time. I don't have friends that sit there and manipulate people for fucking 4 years. Okay, the reason why everyone is shocked and the reason why everyone is upset is because it doesn't happen all the time. Okay, if it happened all the time, don't you think people would be like, "Oh, silly you," like? No, it doesn't happen all the time. I don't know what the you guys are talking about. I literally
holy based.
Will agree there has been some bad actors, okay, and I have dealt with some of them, okay, and I still deal with some of them, okay. However, this in particular doesn't happen all the time, and for you guys to just not you guys, when I say you guys, I mean like collective, but from what I see from people, okay, it is honestly very dismissive, okay? It's very dismissive of people's feelings when you say, oh, this happens all the time, guys. Am I right, boys? Like, shut up. Like, I literally, no, it doesn't happen all the time. You're just dismissing everyone's feelings. You're literally just dismissing how heavy the topic is, okay? So I'm sorry, it doesn't happen all the time, okay? When people become friends with people, okay, this isn't something that like people go into friendships and are like, yeah, I expect to get fucking fucked over in like 4 years. It doesn't happen like that. And if you're garnering friendships like that, holy fuck, I am so sorry that you are having friendships like that. I am so sorry. I hope that you find better friends because that is horrible. This is where I know I might cry again.
Oh.
I care so much about my friends. I can't even imagine having a life without them, okay? The reason why Vtuber exists is because I and my friends care about each other. We care about each other, and we sit there and say all the time, it's friends before anything else. If for some reason Vtuber doesn't work out, if for some reason streaming doesn't work out, we quit and we're just continuing being friends. That's how it is, okay? I am lucky that I even made friends, okay, in this job or whatever the you want to call it, okay? So to sit there and act like you don't, like people just don't, like you can't have a streaming career and have no friends is baffling to me because I would do anything for my friends, anything. And I mean anything. I would drive 12 hours to Canada to go get my best friend when they're in a shit situation. So to sit there and pretend that people don't have friends is
she's
stupid.
Gonna cry.
And to be like, oh, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. No, it doesn't. It literally doesn't. And you can stream and be like successful or whatever the you want to call it, quote unquote, and have friends at the same time. You don't have to pick one or the other. Never have I ever been like, oh, Candy, sorry, I'll get you next time. I blah, 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 blah. Like, you're copying me. Never have I ever done that. I would never do that. What the is that? What the fuck? Candy rage. I would never do that. The only person I've ever been competitive with was myself. That's the only person that I've ever been competitive with is my fucking self. That's the only person you should be competitive with ever. The only person I go back and I critique everything on and I'm like, holy that should have happened different. That should have happened different. Oh, that should happen is myself. Okay. That's the only person you should be critiquing. You shouldn't be critiquing, especially people so close to you. Okay. I never would once ever be like, oh, like,
yeah, Iron Mouse tweeted yesterday she was going to speak to members of the Congress because of that org that she has, the charity thing, which is huge. It reminds me of like how it's like when the X-Men go speak in front of Congress. I don't know why it reminded me of that. Hey, Cass, because VTubers are like mutants.
Oh, your song flopped. The art that you got is not as good as my art because like if you kept getting all the art that I did, it wouldn't be as important. You like fuck off. Like holy fuck, that is so mean. How could you even say that? And then on top of that, I
think she was on a screen. She was on a screen and she was projected. She tweeted about it.
Artist. So I get where Nano's coming from because you don't want to lose your job. You are trying your best to please everyone. Artists get shit on 24/7 all the time. And so her trying to navigate the best course of action where she doesn't lose her job, where she can make sure that like because like the customer's always right, guys. Am I right, guys? Like, so she's trying to please them as much as possible. She's trying to please other people as much as possible. I understand. I get it. I get it. And for someone to come up to an artist and be like, hey, your art isn't going to be as good because you're just like spreading it all over the place. You're just spreading it all over the place, so it's not going to be as good.
That's what she said. I felt her before I even joined VTuber Space. I got an ex-friend, while not the same like Cinder did something to me by fake their death for... Oh my god, I also had a friend that faked their death for attention. Yes. And I had a lot of people that seriously screwed me over. And I forgive them for it. And then we became like close. That's why I believe in giving second chances. there's a few people, a very small amount, that have like seriously screwed me over, and I would never give them another chance though. There's like different levels of things that you can forgive. It also depends, you know, how young and stupid we were when it happened. I feel like that also just gotta play into that.
Jaw drop. I don't even know the words. I don't even know what to say. That is so horrible. Horrible. I could imagine, again, as an artist, spending your life and dedicating your life.
Did you remember the same? You know, now I'm realizing that a lot of people have people like fake their death around their. Why is this so common? What the fuck?
To drawing and doing what you like as a passion, and then it becomes a job, and you're like, holy fuck, I get to have this job, and it's.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching this as outsiders. We don't really have any stake in this. Like, we don't need to forgive Cinder because she hasn't done anything to us, and we're not pyro pups. Maybe to her fan base, they would want to forgive and forget, but like I'd be lying to think that I feel the need to forgive her or whatever.
So cool, and I get to draw every day and do the thing that I like, and to be proud of every thing that you do for someone to come over and shit on it, and the fact. And then, of course, she goes on their document. She's like, "Oh yeah, Red said that. I understand where he's coming from." What? I'm sorry. What? You understand where he's coming from?
She did say that.
Fuck off. How do you understand where he's coming from? What the f are you talking about? That's fucking vile. Sorry, I don't understand where he's coming from. I literally don't understand. I don't understand where he's coming from. What do you mean? Like, what the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? The fact that she even put that in the document is laughable. I understand where he's coming from when it comes to that side of the art. Fuck off, dude. Like, fuck off. I don't know.
Stop.
No, I don't understand. I don't understand. Because as an artist, I'm proud of everything that I put out. I'm proud of everything that I do for people. I'm proud for every single thing that takes me 20 hours to make. By the way, Cinder, a model takes a month for a reason, because you literally sit there like killing yourself over it, because artists sit there and like get carpal tunnel. They sit there and like don't take care of themselves. They sit there and barely make any money. So fuck off. They get burnt out. A lot of the reason why people draw is because it's their coping mechanism. People become artists because they have shit lives and they sit there and try to cope with shit. She works so hard and to like please so many people. I mean, fuck, she doesn't get to concentrate on her streaming career because she's sitting there drawing for you guys on the stream. She's expressed so many times that she just wants to stream. And for you to sit there and be like, yeah, I get where Red's coming from. Fuck off. Dude, fuck off. It's so dehumanizing. It's so rude. It's so... And not to mention that artists have been going through so much shit lately with like AI and like this, that, and like feel like their jobs are gonna get taken away and like all this, and then feeling like they have to make a motto every week because like VTubers need it now, like they need it right now, like they have special dates that they gotta attend to and blah 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 blah, and they're sitting there stressing the out, and it's like for you to even not have any common decency for their time is disgusting. She deserves so much love. I'm so thankful that I even have a model from her. I love her so much, even though we don't get to talk as much, but I just appreciate all the work that she's done. There's a reason why I keep getting upgrades to this model, is because I just appreciate it so much, and I can't even fathom, and I don't understand how somebody could sit there and be like, yeah, I understand why like you would want that. So fucked up. Every time that someone has gotten a nanobot model, I've been nothing but so excited, because why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you want to share an experience with your friends? I always called her a sister. I always was like, hey, you're my sister, and blah blah blah, and it just hurts, dude. It just sucks. So I'm sorry, Nano. I'm sorry that you even had to hear those words. Your art is amazing and everyone loves it, and Cinder had one point right. You do make a huge wave in the VTuber communities because you're so kind and sweet and work for so many incredible people.
She's made a lot of Iron Mouse's model and a lot of VShojo models.
And you do make waves, girl, and you keep making waves, okay? Because don't let anyone ever take that from you. Don't let anyone try to exclusivity take you from anyone. I just want her to concentrate on herself. I'm sorry. I'm not trying not to get emotional. I just can't. I just, as a friend and as an artist,
there's something that hits harder about somebody that has like a strong personality and hearing their voice break.
Can't believe that someone said that.
I don't know. Did that's also what I'm wondering. Did Buff draw before? Like, is she an artist too?
So like friends, and another thing that makes me upset about all of this is that when it comes.
Somebody said here. Ozer Razel also said that. Yeah, so she's an artist. Okay.
To quote unquote being successful, whatever you want to exclaim that as, I think if you can just stream and like pay your rent, that's pretty successful to me. Okay, that is my definition of success. Okay? I don't know what her definition was.
She used to be known for cultured art. Okay,
to be
okay.
Number one Pokemon gym leader. I don't know what the it was, but that's just not okay. I don't know. That's just not how I view as success. And the fact that she had such a hard time with being quote unquote successful and having friends is like baffling, because I wouldn't be here without my friends ever. I wouldn't be where I'm at if my friends weren't around. I am so grateful that I've made friends just even doing this. I am the luckiest person to even have friends while streaming. I would literally do, if you guys were in my life, same mouse, same. I don't know what the I would do.
Hey, you, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.